Okay, we are live. How are we doing, Twitch chat? Hey! How are we doing tonight? We're coming through okay? Not too bad, not too bad. I could get the chat overlay in the stream, but there's an awkward thing where I won't be able to get it in the recording unless I record what's being streamed, which is kinda silly, honestly. It's all good. Because I'm actually trying a new thing where I'm running the chat through my computer with the pop-out. The good thing with that is I won't have to keep tapping my phone to keep the to keep it from going to sleep. So, still coming through alright? Everything good? Oh, there's somebody else who's rang the bell. Godspeed, you magnificent son of a bitch. Alright, let me know if we start having any lag in the stream, and I'll jump right on that. But for now... Oh, it's hitting? Alright, let me try closing the Twitch pop out then. Okay, see if that does anything for us. Okay, well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna head down to Andre, and we'll keep an eye on the chat, see how it all goes as we head down. Let me know if any lag hits now that I've done that. Oh wait, no, we're getting the low bandwidth warning. Alright. Alright, let's try the old standby. Oh, that's been sorted. Right, so I'm going to head down to Andre and we will take a look. See if any lag hits as we head down there. What up, old man? Pressed the wrong button again.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
Take that gesture. We'll see about the Titanite Demon, see how much damage I'm doing to it. So, we're coming through okay, no lag anymore. Probably gonna want the weaponsmith box. Caduceus. Press the wrong button for that again.
I'll be seeing you then. Be careful out there.
Will do, old man. Will do. So yeah, take a look how much damage we're doing to it, really, before we make a decision. As you know what it's like, the Titanite Demons can always surprise you in this. This arena's a lot more cluttered than it looks. Not doing too bad there, actually. Just take it carefully and we'll do it. Oh, I broke through everything. Tell you what though, it's going down a lot quicker than Havel did. Yeah, this is probably one of the most awkward Titanite Demons to come across first, because the arena's a lot more cluttered than it appears, because you'll get caught on the broken pillars. Bada bing. That's one down. Demon Titanite. Yeah. So I think the Demon Titanite is actually used for boss weapons. Upgrading weapons made from the boss souls. So I think we were talking about it earlier. Let me just move the mic. Looks like it's peaking a little bit. Is that better? Yeah, it looks better. Yeah, it's way too easy to get caught on it all. And we almost died. I broke through my guard horribly. It was nasty. So of course we do have to take a quick trip into the basin. There's a couple of things I want down there. In fact, actually, what I meant to do, I was thinking about this earlier. Let me check the weight that I will have if I equip the halberd. Yeah, that is too much. Okay. Alright. Lag spikes. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the bonfire down here. And I will reset the stream. That fixed it yesterday. You know, we'll head into the bonfire, the one that I always miss. We'll reset the stream and hopefully that'll sort it out. Been having a little issue with my mic actually. The stand. Oh. Damn it. The stand seems a little looser on the actual mic bit. that keeps the mic in place. It's holding for the minute, but it's gotten a little looser. I need to see about really tightening it up at some point. Oh, there's that low bandwidth warning. Better head to that bonfire. I forget, is the bonfire further down? Or is it never gone past it? That one actually respawns. I've killed it multiple times and had it respawn. So it's not too bad. It's not a bad place to... If you can find it reliably, it's not a bad place to get to farm some twinkling titanite. But its appearance isn't guaranteed, of course. Damn it. I'm getting greedy with the parries. Come on. Have it. Damn it! I wanted that halberd. Or the Black Knight spear. Black Knight halberd. I wanted its weapon. Oh well. Ah, there's the bonfire. But before we forget, let's pick up this bad boy. Let's check the weight on this. We can totally do that, actually. Awesome. Alright, so let's sit down at this bonfire and we will reset the stream. See if we can fix it. I'll be right back. And we are back. So hopefully it's coming through better now. Excellent. So let me know if any more of that lag hits. I appreciate you keeping an eye on it for me. So we got one liquid humanity. 3 there. Alright. I'm going to want to be human as I go for the moonlight butterfly anyway. But the question is going to be, do I kindle that bonfire on the way? Do I do that or not? We'll find out. But, did I open that door? Well, it doesn't matter. I can open it from either side now. That's a fair point. It is easier to get to sift from that bonfire than the one we were just at. And if I do it now, I can make use of the 10 Estus against the moonlight butterfly. But yeah, that twinkling titanite monster usually respawns when you're going down, not so much when you're going up. Darker is such a maze. Especially your first time through, there's so many different paths that you have no idea how to get to. Not only does Sif hit hard, he runs fast. It's like the nastiest thing. Oh, the way I'm going to fight Sif is going to be unique compared to the way I fight pretty much every other boss. See if we get any of those sweet, sweet mosses. Want the purple ones. Want the special purple ones. It's my favourite quality street. It isn't really, but it fits with the theme. Nasty. Oh, about the Sith boss fight. That is, I'm gonna stack on some really heavy armor with Sith, because dodging Sith is really tough. So it's usually it's simpler and generally a better idea to tank his hits, because the way Sith is fast and he has. Thank you, signs. Sif is fast and he has a huge attack radius. So dodging Sif is not something that's likely to happen. Let's get that endurance up. Want to stack those heavies. Stack the junkies. Alright. Space Lord. What does he look like? Oh, it's a she. With the Fang Boar helmet. I wish I got that. The Fang Boar helmet will carry you through a good amount of the game. It's a really solid helmet. I'll get you guys on the way back. Alright, because I'm human now, and I want to take out Moonlight while I'm human, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make pretty much a straight run for the boss. Straight run for the boss, no messing around, so we don't waste that humanity that we just burned. And then we'll kill all these guys on the way back. Not that one. Excuse me, sir. Beatrice, if you would. Didn't summon her? Okay. Yeah, that's not great. I'm using Grass Crest as well. Oh. Now, Beatrice, if you would. Yeah, but by the time you get to the Duke's Archives, it's kind of outclassed. It's like there's better armor, more reliable armor, and armor as part of sets that you can get before you get to the Duke's Archives. Like by that point, I might just be rocking the Silver Knight set. I do love that Silver Knight set with its little cape. Let's get a good look at it before we go and kill it. I do love this musical piece, actually. I think this piece is actually tied to Seath, because the Moonlight Butterfly, of course, is one of Seath's creations. Beatrice, if you would attack it, I would appreciate it. Please, Beatrice. Beatrice, please. someone keep focusing on me? Where I can dodge all day, boys. Oh, you know what this means? Thanks, Beatrice. And I will never fight another moonlight butterfly again. Thank you, thank you. I feel like I did at least 60% of the work there. God knows Beatrice took her time with actually shooting off soul arrows. Divine Ember. As far as I'm aware, there's no real lore significance to the way this blacksmith looks, but that's very clearly the same model as Andre. I'm not entirely sure what that's about. I get that it's just supposed to be a blacksmith, and Andre is probably the only blacksmith you've met by this point. But I don't know if there's any lore significance to it. No, there isn't. Liar. Alright, let's head back. So yeah, I'm gonna look forward to getting that Chloranthy ring. Yeah, Divine Blacksmith, but I mean really the appearance, because it's very clearly Andre's model. Just petrified, maybe? Just a husk. It's possible. With the... excuse me. With the Moonlight Butterfly being up there, I do kind of assume maybe the butterfly killed the blacksmith. You okay there, buddy? Thank you. With the Moonlight Butterfly being there, I kind of assume that might have killed the blacksmith, and we don't know what the butterfly does to those it kills. Maybe the butterfly leaves husks. Kind of like the basilisks leaving statues when they curse enemies. Alright, come on. Come on. Not that time, sweetheart. And of course we'll kill you. But it's possible that that one was defending its territory. It's possible Seath actually has nothing to do with this area. And that Moonlight Butterfly just maybe escaped. Flew away, got lost maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just agitated because it's lost. Maybe it's being territorial, who knows. There we go. Ow. All we can really say is that Seath is... anything involved with Seath is pretty messed up. Well, there is an interesting theory I've been I've been listening to recently involving the channelers, suggesting that because we know the channelers are involved with Seath, every channeler we see is specifically sent by Seath to do something in each area. Alright. So it's possible. Because we do know Seath is trying to find some sort of secret to immortality. Yeah, there is that. And the question becomes why? Why did they abduct maidens to turn them into the monsters? I'm not sure what the names are. I know the ones you're talking about. The ones they have locked up in the tower. And the thought is the channeler in the Undead Parish was possibly after the Firekeeper, whose soul we find. Okay, I've gone too far. Where am I going? Okay. Here we go. This is what I'm after. There. Yeah, so it's possible they took the, tried to take the Firekeeper died or killed herself or whatever. So every Firekeeper in this game is female. And I think if you save Rhea, when she's there... That's weird, the tree disappeared, and I didn't kill it. It's possible Lordran killed her, you're right. That's the thing with Dark Souls, though. So little is actually stated outright, so much you can just kind of infer for yourself. It's really interesting. Always is. What was I saying? Not entirely sure. Completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, I hope I don't die down here. As I wander. Oh, this isn't pleasant. Alright, come on. There we go. Now if I could only lock onto that guy. Come on, you know you want to do it. Alright then. Yeah, no. Not gonna get too close to the Hydra. Don't need that happening to me. Not right now. I think all that's over here is a soul anyway. Soul of Proud Knight, which is good. Don't get me wrong. I really cannot remember what I was saying. While we're here though, we want to get that wolf ring. That poise will be handy at some point. Yeah. You missed. Come on, come on. Raise your sword. Do it, you know you wanna. Haha. Wolf ring. Yeah, I wonder if this does actually have any connection to Artorias being here. Yeah, I feel like I could possibly make that, but it's very risky. Because we know Artorias' grave is near here. Artorias' symbol was the wolf. But if that guy, if that body took the ring off Artorias, chances are it wouldn't have gotten far. I probably wouldn't have even gotten that far. So, I don't know. Right, well, that's Darkroot Forest done in about half an hour. All that's left after that is the basin. So, let's go check out the lower Undeadburg. This is the tree that I saw earlier that I didn't kill. That's weird, I've never seen that tree block that path before. It usually blocks the other one. Yeah. How'd that trap work out for you, geniuses? Alright, let's get out of here. That wasn't too bad, we're still human. No invasions yet. Although I kind of wonder how big the invasion game is on the Switch version. I imagine anybody who's really serious about this is probably playing one of the other versions and invading people on that. Crank up that endurance, boys. One day my stamina bar is going to be huge. One day. How you doing? Well, you know, if you're going to be like that. Thank you. See, an ambush doesn't work so well when I'm looking right at you. And there's you. And one more. Yeah, one more. No, there is an implication somewhere that they're not just plants. But that implication will have to wait for later. It is possible. I should try this out in handheld mode, actually. I've not tried it in handheld. I've heard it lowers the, resolution to 720, but it still runs really well.
Before. It's the ember of a divine blacksmith. Might you consider leaving
No, it's
that
not. It's
with
not
me?
Seath related.
I could produce divine weapons with a flame such as that. Well, thanks for that. You've made a fine decision. You soon shall see.
So you know what? Let's actually make a divine Zweihander.
Don't get yourself killed. Night.
I came back up and didn't use that Firekeeper soul last time. Alright, so let's use this. That's another 800.
Well, you need it.
Push that Zweihander higher. We need another Titanite shard. We're gonna need more, actually, other than that. No, I'm still on +1. I didn't. Must have completely forgot it. The good news is we can take a quick detour through Firelink before we head to the lower Undeadburg. In fact, that might actually work out for the better, because it means I won't have to... No, I wouldn't have to go through the Drake anyway. No, it's not too bad. Maybe we'll get those Titanite drops. There's no real hurry for a divine Zweihander at the moment. We'll get one eventually. Just means I won't have to worry about grinding for that Silver Knight Spear in Anor Londo for a divine weapon. That said, I mean, did go over it. What was it, yesterday? Yeah, it would have been yesterday. The Silver Knight Spear being one of the few divine weapons that requires no faith ability and doesn't scale with faith either. So that's super useful. So maybe Divine Zweihander isn't the best idea. Maybe I want to ascend it to something else. We got time. We can figure that out. And actually, let me compare this. No. That's heavier though. By like 0.8. But it's nice boosts though. Let's see how we do with this. And we are still under half. So we got the Elite Knight set. Occult Zweihander would be good, but Occult does have its limitations, and with it not being my main weapon anyway. So we'll see. We'll do something with the Zweihander unless we get a Black Knight Greatsword. That said, you know, if we did have enough Titanite to get the... Where the hell is Lordran? If we did have enough Titanite to get the Divine Zweihander now, it would totally be worth going for the Catacombs just to get the Rite of Kindling. And a mask. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we had enough Titanite to get it to +5, then ascended it to Divine, we could totally go for the Catacombs. Take down Pinwheel and get that Rite of Kindling. That'd make Sen's Fortress later so much more convenient. It's weird, he's gone, but Anastasia's still there. He'll be back. He's probably headed down to the depths as well. I look really chunky in this set. Come on. You see how well it worked out for you guys? Well, interestingly enough, I don't think it has to be the second bell that makes makes Lautrec commit his foul deed. That is one of the possible causes, but I think there's actually several, and all you need to do is meet 2 of the criteria for it to happen. Yeah, I'd have to look into the flags for it again, but I'm pretty sure there's several. And the second bell is only one of them. Come on, if we're gonna fight, get up here. I don't fight on the stairs. Idiot. Here's a question, why is he doing that? Why is Lautrec killing firekeepers? There's, like I say, very little being confirmed with this. Everything is implication. That's rude, attacking somebody as soon as they come off a ladder. Yeah, there's very little implication and any actual confirmation. Come on. You know, maybe Lautrec's just a dick. He likes to go after helpless maidens. Because there is also the case that you can make with that. He does get to Anor Londo, but at no point does he attack the Nitrous. So maybe it's less about firekeepers, more about helpless women. And of course the Nitrous is not helpless. And when he fights you, he'll only actually fight you with 2 people backing him up. Well, it's less that Nitrous is evil, more that she's honourable, I suppose. She owes a debt that she's totally willing to give her life to fulfill. I don't know, I never really took the Nitrous as evil. Just a member of the Dark Wraiths. and the dark wraiths punish sin. So the only time she'll attack you is if you commit a sin, like commit the sin in Anor Londo. If you attack her, or if you kill the Dark Sun. It's a fair point. A lot of the more powerful creatures in this game are evil. Well, a lot of the ones that are left. Something to consider at least. But yeah, the Nitrous would probably tear Lordran apart. Like I say, chances are Lordran's just a coward. Because if he killed the, if he's the one that killed the Firekeeper in the Undead Parish, he kills Anastasia, who can't defend herself, and then only fights you with 2 people backing him up. And beyond that, we know his combat style is pretty cowardly anyway. The Shotels. They're certainly not honourable weapons. And the fact that he uses 2 of them suggests something. Those guys respawn? Yes, they do. Yeah, I don't know though. Like I say, implication more than anything else. And this was incredibly roundabout, but we made it. And we didn't have to deal with the Hellkite Drake at all. And now we can go and open that shortcut. I actually went down pretty far. So before anything, open up the shortcut. I do not like that this door opens outwards. I don't like having to walk around that door. Yep. Looks like a sorcerer, possibly a cleric. Go on, Poochies. You are not the goodest boys. Maybe don't put the camera too close to that fire. You see how all of it's just 2D sprites. Yeah, they probably did make that door open like that deliberately. God knows Dark Souls is not a game about being comfortable. Capra Demon coming up. What does this one say?
Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
Well, the master key ain't working there. These are probably the most dangerous type of hollow enemies. So if you don't block the charge they do, they'll actually get a good amount of damage on you. Like that. If you don't block that and it hits you, that'll do a good amount of damage. It's a right pain. There we go. And now just the thieves to deal with. Clear you out. What does this one say? What does this one say? See, I know that was possible, but I never remember the specific doors they open. Any more from behind? Nope, doesn't look like it. That's what happens when you bring a knife to a sword fight. And onwards. Pretty sure there's an ambush around here. There we go. Come on, boys. Good work. 10 out of 10. Your mothers will be proud. Oh, hello. Let's see. I'm sure there's something in one of these rooms. There we go. The thief set. And I think the implication, every time you find a complete set from one of the other character classes, the implication is supposed to be that that character did exist and they got this far and died. Alright, here we go. The legendary game breaker. Everybody hates the Capra. Here we go. These dogs. Where's that other dog? It's actually got him stuck. Alright, come on. At this point, this is just a formality. Nasty. You know, some of us could be nasty too. bitch. Fun fact, I've never actually died to the Capra Demon. Thank you. Nothing from you, nothing from you. It's like everybody talks about the Capra Demon being like the true big challenge that you're gonna run into first in the game. And I've never died to it. It's not me bragging or anything, saying, "Oh no, this boss is so easy," blah blah blah. Because, you know, I've had trouble with other bosses that other people say are really easy. I don't know. Just never died to the game. I think it's mostly about positioning and prioritising. Taking out the dogs first, while avoiding the Capra Demon, then the Capra Demon on its own. Using the stairs to your advantage.
You have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls.
Yeah, let's see what you got for me. Ooh. Oh no, I don't use the plunging attack or AoE against it. It's mostly just a bit of patience and take the dogs out first, be aware of your positioning. That's really it. Says something that the Persian stone cost more than humanity.
Drat, what a humdrum lad you are.
Now let's open this shortcut while we're here. Yeah, like, I've had trouble with the Moonlight Butterfly before. But a lot of people say the Moonlight Butterfly is actually really easy. Well, I think I killed Capra. My first time killing Capra, which I did on my first encounter with it. Did that rat fall through the floor? I think it did. Yeah, my first time killing Capra, I don't think I was actually aware of its reputation. Go away. Yeah. It's possible that the reputation can count for a lot. You go into one of those fights and it's like, oh, everybody has trouble with this one, and that in itself can put you in the wrong mindset. It happens with other things. Though with me, that's usually the opposite. So usually when someone tells me something's so good, usually end up having the opposite result. It's like, oh yeah, cool. When do we get to the good bit? And then I finish it, and it's like, you know, I'm kind of underwhelmed. Yes, and also, actually, because we're so close, let's use one of these. And get that other level up. Probably should be putting more into vitality actually at this point. Well, it's time for the depth. And because I said that, I don't know if I actually said this on stream, I said that for this playthrough I would actually be doing Blighttown all the way through, and it's actually going to be my first time doing that since my first playthrough. Every time since, I have completely skipped Blighttown with the master key and gone straight to the bottom. So this ought to be fun. So we're looking at having been years since my last run through Blighttown. And that's it, I've not actually done Blighttown on any of the remastered versions. So, you know, the frame rate actually being decent will be nice. Yeah, totally. With endurance, endurance is always worth buffing. Strength, I feel like at this point, with how good the Black Knight sword is, and just being able to wield it is good enough for a good portion of the game. At this point, probably should take the opportunity to buff up my health a bit, which I will start doing for my next level up. Actually, I'll buff that up for a bit. But yeah, I should spend some time with this game in handheld, see how it is. So that said, I'm not overly fond of the Joy-Cons on the Switch. Like, I have the Switch Pro controller and I'm very happy with that controller. It's what I'm currently using. It's a very nice controller. It's very comfortable. I wish it didn't cost £60 separately from the system to get. But it's a very nice controller. The battery life is fairly decent. It's not the best battery life I've ever seen on a controller, but you know, with all the extra fandangles and the doobops they've stuck in, it has motion control in it, which I would happily just rip out and burn. It has NFC support, so you can just put your amiibos to it for that. And essentially, because we're going to get to some at a later point, any game that forces me to not use the Pro Controller on the Switch, I immediately go into with a bad mood. I think I've seen the Solaire Pro Controller. The only ones I've seen, I saw the Smash one, which was okay. There was the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 one, which I think looked hideous. Really didn't like the way that looked. The Splatoon one I don't think I liked. They just have the standard black. It is pretty nice. There are wired controllers, wired third-party controllers you can get that are perfectly fine. They don't have the motion controls in, so you know, when you're playing something like Breath of the Wild. Oh, the amiibo, right. Yeah, I've seen the Solaire amiibo, it's really neat. I do like a bunch of the amiibos, just as figures. Because I have a few myself, and it's mostly because if you get them quick before they disappear, they're cheap and good quality figures of characters that you're not usually going to see figures of. There we go. It's like, I have the Mega Man amiibo. I have Samus, I have Zero Suit Samus, I have the Samus Returns Samus. Can't quite see that chain, I think it's curled, but there we go, just in case. I have the Samus Returns Samus, I have the Metroid actually, the big Metroid amiibo that I really like. I have 3 Link amiibos. I have Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, and Majora's Mask Link. I really wanted the Ocarina Link, but that one is like so hard to get now, and it always goes for like 30 quid at cheapest, and I'm not paying that. I have a Ganondorf amiibo. I have the 8-bit Mario amiibo, but that came with Mario Maker. I'm not going to feel comfortable until we kill this one that's going to drop. There we go. Yeah, the 8-bit Mario came with Mario Maker. No one said you could get back up. I feel like I'm forgetting what I have. Luigi. I can see Luigi actually from here. I have Wolf Link amiibo.
You. Yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me.
What up, Laurentius?
Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you.
I have both Bayonetta amiibos, the Bayonetta 1 style and the Bayonetta 2. I have both Cloud amiibos, FF7 Cloud and Advent Children Cloud. Any others I can't actually think of. I might have a couple of others. Well, the thing with pretty much all the amiibos was, if you got them new, like when they came out, they were like £9. I think the most expensive one I bought new was 12. So they're good quality figures of characters that you don't usually see figures of. At a pretty decent price. How do I aim with this thing? Damn it. There's a slime up there and I don't want it to drop on my head. If there's one complaint I have for the amiibos, especially a bunch of the Zelda ones I have, that are actually to celebrate the 30th anniversary, it's that they are all basically just figures of official artwork. Like, rather than anything more creative. You know, rather than like original poses or anything. Other than the basilisks, these are probably my least favourite enemy in the depths. The physical resistance they have is so high, and they're always on the ceiling. All it takes is to forget them once, and they're on your head. Alright, let's get a look at this. There's at least 2 more, I'm sure. There's that one over there. Two of them. Yeah, you're right, I should check the controller mapping. Because I don't use bows that often, and I've never actually used crossbows. I usually just use the standard bow. But I didn't pick it up this time. No, it's not looking like there is. It's not looking like there is actually any kind of option we can see. There's 4 more. Nope, got me. Get off me. The halberd's not a bad one for these because of its range. You don't have to worry about getting too close to them. And of course, since their attacks are so easily telegraphed and very slow, and a grass crest shield can be a good idea. Hold B with the bow. Two-handing the bow, no. That's the Estus. No. Well, that one just fell down, so that's convenient. And the other one fell down, so that's also convenient. I think that's all of them, though. I should take another look before I proceed further. No, I'm pretty sure that's all of them. And the good news is we have the master key. And of course this is an essential bonfire, and we have a liquid humanity and our human. That's cool. The mapping for Dark Souls isn't the clearest thing. Actually looking through this, it's not overly clear for anything really. I'm pretty sure the bow, with the standard bow at least, aiming with it is block when you're two-handing the bow, but with the crossbow, no it isn't. See? With the crossbow, it's just attack. Alright, let's go and try not to get cursed. If I do this right, I'll actually avoid the basilisk altogether. I call the big one Bitey. Humanity drops. It's always appreciated when that gives me another Estus like that. I think the cause of that is if somebody kindles a bonfire while you're nearby. And as always, if an enemy runs from you, don't chase after it, because there's probably a reason it's running. Especially down here, don't chase a rat that runs away. I did that one time, and that's how I ended up cursed. I've never seen somebody just gain an extra Estus. Awesome, this is where we want it to be so we can kill this channeler. So now we won't have to worry about that guy during the big fight. Onwards. Well, I'm going that way. It's fair enough. I've not seen it often. I've seen it happen on occasion, but it's not a common occurrence for you to just end up with an Estus. It's also the case, like, oftentimes when you do, you may not have noticed when it happened. Keep an eye on my footing here. There's that hole there. It is a hole you can jump across, but I'm pretty sure there's another route. Go to the left. Like I say, always keep an eye on the footing around here, because this place... Ooh. Awesome. Now let's do this. Well, that was a big hit. Consider it putting it out of its misery. That thing looked like it was in a lot of pain. Especially with that axe hanging out of one of its eyes. Not pleasant at all. Here we go. Always the advantage of playing online, you see beautiful things like that. Because, fun fact, this statue is another player who was cursed. It's one of the really cool, subtle things about the multiplayer in this game. Like, oh, Kirk, I forgot about you. Kirk of Thorns. Spike shield, straight, so that's not a bad set. Yeah, those statues, it's one of the neat little subtle multiplayer bits about this game, like when the bell rings and it's another player ringing it. If another player has been cursed, well, if you're cursed, you turn into that statue when you die. And if you're playing online, any statues you see are other players who were cursed in this area. There's the basilisks. Should have got close to the fence, genius. I think we're about done with the depths. I don't think there's actually anything else down here that's overly worth getting. Certainly not worth exploring through the depths to get. So what I want to do is find that one chamber near the bottom, which should be over here. Yep. Now we can open the way back to the bonfire. I hope those slimes don't follow me into the stairway. Awesome. Yeah, I don't think this area is really worth messing around in. With how much ickiness there is here. I mean, there's the basilisks with the curse, which only takes one slip up, and then that's a whole problem you've got to deal with. It's very maze-like. There's the slimes, which more than anything are just a pain. So like, as far as using the master key to get to the bottom of Blighttown goes, I consider it a bonus to be able to skip this area. Ooh, large tire.
Aye, Shaun, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just, well, a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade.
It's not so much that the area is difficult as it has a load of really irritating pieces. Like the curse, the poison, the slimes. But the rats aren't difficult. There's the maze-like design of it, and there's the pit you can fall through, because that's what leads to... Excuse me. That's what leads to the basilisks. And that's just a pain. So, meh. Never really gotten into using crystal weapons. Like, the inability to repair them is just so off-putting. So what is it? They have a pretty solid attack. Boosts its attack but makes the blade brittle. Cannot be repaired, and the durability is actually really low. So, you know, that's fun.
Well, that is a shame. But no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us. Someday. Sometime.
Yeah, upgrading crystal weapons would be needless, because sooner or later you're going to hit a peak and it's going to break. And there's just other weapons you can get that... yeah, it'll be a +5, all the special attributes are +5. Like, it'll break sooner or later, and there's other weapons you can get that will have high enough attack to really make it the attack boost not matter. The biggest of fatties. You can try it, you can always... because you get so many weapons on a single run. And you're not going to use most of them. You could level them up to 5 and ascend them to a crystal weapon. Or just straight up buy a crystal weapon. And give it a try, see how it goes. Praise the sun indeed, friend. So I remember my first time through this game, the Gaping Dragon, I actually took it out in my first go. And then like every time since then, it's killed me at least once. So what we're going to do is this Lordran? Yep. We are going to summon Slayer. And Lordran. And we're going to go take on the Gaping Dragon. Look at those show tools. I mean, since he hasn't got a shield, all he's going to take is one solid hit from the Gaping Dragon and Lordran will be down. Like, this is the best introduction to any boss. Like, up to this point in the game. You look at that, you tell me that is one hell of an introduction. Go for it, boys. So I want that tail gone. And again, like the Bell Gargoyle, it's not even about getting the weapon, it's about getting rid of that tail attack. Uh-oh, always looking at me. It's horrifying that I think he's still flat. Go. It killed Slayer. It killed Slayer before Lordran. Its food goes into that gaping maw. Come on. Come on. There we go. That's a weapon that the requirement for that is way too high to ever be practical. It's like the Asylum Demon at the start of the game. If you kill it without running, you can get a weapon off it, but the stat requirements to actually wield it are so high that it's never practical. Although it still tries to do the tail attack after you've taken the tail. Yeah, focus on the Lordran. Don't mind me. Oh. Forgot about that attack. That's nasty. Lordran's down. It's just me. Do this, we got this. There it goes again. This is actually not a bad time. Nope. Worthless, can't put gold pine resin on the Black Knight sword, it's fine. Still equipped with a bloody crossbow. The Gaping Dragon isn't particularly difficult. The main thing to be aware of is its size and the damage it can deal. It's kind of a war of attrition, and you can win out if you just take it patiently. Goes again. Oh. That is practically worthless. Ready for whatever it's going to do. That thing can jump. When it's like that, never get between its legs. So if it charges, it's going to catch you on. That's not going to be pretty. It'll catch you on its leg. It won't be pretty. Also, never get in front of it in case it does that. Come on. Yeah! Thank you. Thank you. So I think the important thing now is to immediately get rid of that crossbow, because that's adding weight for no reason. And let's pick up some of the goodies that are around here. And by some of... I think it's just that. Yeah, if you don't kill that channel will be up there taking pot shots at you for the entire fight. So you know that. Like I said, Gaping Dragon is not particularly difficult. It's about patience, perseverance, being ready to use your Estus if need be. But with that channel shooting you, that changed the entire dynamic. Alright, so we could go straight to Blighttown, but I want to go and sit at that bonfire and spend these 40,000 souls, because I'm probably going to die on the way down to the other bonfire in Blighttown. So let's go do that then. And it's a good thing with Kindled as well, because we're going to burn through some Estus pretty quick. We also haven't picked up any blooming purple moss or the spider shield. So we're going into this in a bad way. You say bone back to the bonfire, but sometimes you just want to take the scenic route and appreciate the view. You know, 20's enough for that. Let's put one into endurance. That's looking better. And also repair, actually. Yeah, I know you can buy them, but I always feel like she overcharges for her stuff. I don't like the way she talks. I need your souls. Give me your souls. Oh, talk of souls make me think of Shang Tsung in the Mortal Kombat movie. Your brother's soul is mine. You will be next. Rock you. And again. Beautiful. Beautiful. Take out the rat, because the rat is faster. Sound was a little bit delayed on that hit there. And so you can stab me. With weird spikes. Dragon Quest slimes these 8. I see you back at the aqueduct. And of course, the minute you step into Blighttown, there's that filter just applied over the screen. You can tell it's a filter because, like, you look back at the depths. But it really sets the mood of what Blighttown's going to be. Alright, so... should we have a separate death counter just for Blighttown? Barbarians aren't too bad. In the back entrance to Blighttown, where the platforming is not precarious, and backstabbing them is totally easy and viable. But here, you know, watch your footing. Thanks, I appreciate you keeping track of the deaths so far. And of course the big threat down here is those little buggers that shoot the toxic darts. Come on. Because you'll never see those darts before they hit you. Might not be a bad idea to have a dung pie at the ready just in case. High damage over a period of time. Yeah, it's not the problem isn't that they kill you from afar. The problem is that you will never see the darts coming until after you've been hit. Come on. One more. There you go. Oh no, the dung pies aren't for them, they're for me. They're for me just in case. Because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it to you, but dung pie does inflict toxic, but it inflicts a less dangerous strain of toxic than the darts do. There they are. Toxic. That's this run pretty much over. So now it's a case of, can we get anywhere? Nope. Pretty much. Toxic from dung pies is irritating, but it's not as bad as the darts toxin. I looked at the chat while I was climbing the ladder and didn't realise I'd gotten to the top of the ladder. So that's the first death due to me looking at the chat. I should have just used the homeward bone. That would have been the smart idea. So let's try and do this right this time. Still count that as a death though, that's still a death. The hitboxes on these things is way smaller than you think. True to interrupt somebody else's fight there. And again. And one more time. There we go. Well, the thing is, I have purple moss. I don't have blooming purple moss. I'm not going to leave you behind because you'll probably come and stab me in the back. What have I done saying I'll do Blighttown? No, let's take a look. I have 4 purple moss. I didn't get any blooming moss. That eager to come and see me, are you? This is a bad place. So I'm just gonna go over here. We'll call that fair. Well, that's death too. Alright, here we go again. We're gonna get Blighttown. We're gonna get Blighttown done tonight. Because I will not be in the mood to deal with Sen's Fortress on the same day that I deal with Blighttown. I can promise you that. So we're gonna get Blighttown done tonight. Sen's Fortress will be next time. And we could probably do a few other things between Blighttown and Sen's Fortress, depending on how quickly we get through Blighttown. I always forget about you. Always forget about you. Again, delayed sound effect there. You thought you'd give me with that twice? Take that. Don't run away. Can't do Sens before you do Queelag. And since I said I'd do Blighttown properly, I need to do Blighttown before I get to Queelag. Yeah, the trick this time is definitely meet that guy before he meets me. There we go. Well, that's 3. Wasn't even the front door yet. Maybe I should put some music on in the background for myself. Of course, if I'm doing that, I'm not going to have the headset on for the game sound. First world problems. I cannot listen to music while streaming Dark Souls. Come on. Alright, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this no matter how long it takes. And then we're never gonna do Blighttown again. Okay, it's the thing with Blighttown. The frame rate was one problem. It wasn't the entire problem. And fixing the frame rate is great. But Blighttown's still awful. Oh, I got poisoned. I was not paying attention to that. The blood shield would be great for this. Well, you see, when I have to come back down for the Great Hollow, I'll just use the Lord Vessel. I'll just teleport here. So I'm going to hit that bonfire that's required. The Chaos Servant bonfire. And I'll just teleport straight down to the bottom. One thing you could do while the stream is full screened, you can actually get the chat to pop out, and you could type in that while you have the stream full screened. That was a bad idea, and I knew it. Who won that one? Eh? Well, that's up to you, really. It's whichever you prefer. So, I'm looking at the chat on my phone at the minute. Specifically so it doesn't take up any of my bandwidth. I'm doing it through the 4G. Set just in the chat, though. Yeah, I'm sure I had my shield up for that. Come on. Give me that backstab opportunity. There it is. Yeah, it's all well and good, but get over here so we can actually fight. Fool. See, you being faster just makes it easier to kill you. He was a brave soul, that barbarian. He fought valiantly. He died bravely. Like a bitch. Private WoW server. You're not going to be doing WoW Classic. You're going to be doing it before that. Because I know, like, one of the big... Son of a bitch. I know, like, one of the big catalysts for Blizzard finally setting up WoW Classic was the prevalence of private servers just playing Classic WoW anyway. At this point, we're just pushing through this. See how far we can go. If we can kill one of those buggers, all the better. Yeah, I didn't know the release date for it. I don't really keep up with it. You are dead. Thank God those buggers don't respawn. I don't think we're going to make it to the bonfire, but if we can at least take a couple of them out on the way. I need you to back off a minute. I did not see you. Get off me! Come on, get that Estus. So that happened. Took damage from the fall and then Toxin finished me off. That's got to be what it was. At least one of them's down. So this run will be easier now. Like, thank God they do not respawn. So I've not really heard much of WoW. I never played. Well, that's not true. I played WoW for like 20 minutes once. But I've not really heard much of WoW since like Cataclysm. Probably because I don't really speak to many people who are big into WoW anymore. And a big MMO amongst my circle of friends that I actually listen to when they talk about MMOs is Final Fantasy 14. And I say that, I don't listen to them when they talk about Final Fantasy 14 anymore. That's right, bitch, run away. Have that. We ain't screwing around here. But yeah, so what's the big issue with Battle for Alliance? Battle for Azeroth. Well, at this point, I've been going since, what, 2003? I mean, it's bound to get stale sometime. Maybe Blizzard should just kind of end it and do something new. But, you know, how do you end something like that and then bring something out to succeed it? You know what I mean? 2004... 2004, because my main point of reference for MMOs around that time is Final Fantasy XI, which did actually start earlier. Yeah, endgame content is never for your casuals. So I feel like a casual player really just do what's there, do the story and stuff, but this is talking from the perspective of somebody who spent a long time with Final Fantasy XIV, where there was your endgame stuff, and there was your raids, and your extreme trials and stuff, where you fought the summons with new mechanics and they were harder. But every 3 months a patch comes out for Final Fantasy XIV. They've been good about it for a long time. Every 3 months a patch comes out that expands on the story, and there's new story content. Which, you know, if you're still into the story, you can stick with it, then that's great. Oh, I totally agree. Casual players have the right to raid, but raiding is a completely different beast to casual. But again, this is from the perspective of a Final Fantasy XIV player. Just that raiding takes more dedication than you can rightfully expect out of a casual player. There was a point where I was raiding for a little while, and the dedication required was a lot more, even just to get up to snuff for the current raids. It was crazy. But I don't know, I mean, my mindset's completely different, so I have trouble going with that anymore. Like, just with the thought of dealing with all of it. I burnt myself out on 14 multiple times. This is going to be a death, I can feel it. Honestly, I think it's amazing though that subscription-based MMOs still exist. In a world with things like Fortnite taking so much revenue from basically everything. Because with Fortnite being free to play, and then there's all your competitors that are similarly free to play, and there's your free to play MMOs that are actually quite solid. To actually still make it as a subscription-based MMO is amazing. I get your mindset of 10 hours a week being kind of a casual thing. And I can agree with that. The issue really, from my viewpoint, is that that's still 10 hours a week on one game. And like I say, this is from the mindset of somebody who got burnt out. And extended breaks happened, and then just didn't go back to it at one point after a certain point, which was several factors that caused that. But son of a bitch. There were several factors, but I realised, like, just having made the decision to be done with it, I was okay with that. I'd spent so much time on it. It's still my single most played game on PS4, and that's not counting the hours I put into it on PS3 because it was crossplay. You could play it on PS3 and you'd be playing on the same servers as the PS4 players and the PC players. It's like the amount of time I spent on it. I got enough out of it. And people who can keep playing these single games for years, focusing on these single games for years, are crazy. It's amazing that people can do that. And just keep going with it. And of course, with the current state of the video game industry, that's the market everybody wants to tap into with this whole games as a service thing, this whole live service idea. The people who will spend years playing one game. And of course, nothing is ever going to hit as many people as WoW did. Oh, I totally understand you. My viewpoint will probably be completely different if I had gotten into MMOs at that age. As it was, the first MMO I could actually dedicate any real time to. Because it had to be a console MMO. It had to be something playable on console. So the first MMO I could spend any real time on was DC Universe Online, when that went free to play. And I spent some time on it. I spent a good amount of time on that. And then 14 was the one that really clicked with me. And I threw a lot of time into 14. And I can understand why people stick with it. But at this point, I don't like to be playing one game. Even just looking at my current backlog, if I don't buy any games for like the next 3 years... excuse me. Which isn't going to happen. because something's gonna come out. Let's see what you're doing. Like, something's gonna come out that I want to pick up. Most recently it was Devil May Cry 5. I went and got that very, very close after launch, because I wanted to play Devil May Cry 5. Before that it was the Resident Evil 2 remake. You're just the games you drop everything for to go and grab, because you want to do it. And it's like, okay, I'm going to set aside a little bit of cash for this, because I know I want this game. But, like, say hypothetically I put aside the next 3 years and do not buy any games for these 3 years. And I don't screw around. I'm spending at least, say, 2-3 hours a day on video games that I've not played before. 3 years later, I will still be working through that backlog. And so dedicating that much time to one game for that long isn't something I can justify anymore. Of course, if you're smart, you don't let your backlog build up like mine has. It's not a judgment on other people for not having that kind of backlog. It's a judgment on me for letting that backlog become so big, for buying games and not playing the damn things. Did you play Devil May Cry 3 or 4? 4 is probably the best comparison, actually. God damn it. These enemies with these grab attacks. Yeah, Devil May Cry 5 plays like Devil May Cry 4. Nero plays very similar. There's the new Devil Breaker system, which does kind of mix up the Devil Bringer. There's a whole new set of mechanics around that that are really neat. But you do still have to grab, pull enemies to you, or pull you to bigger enemies, so that's good. Dante still plays mostly the same. God damn it! Dante still plays mostly the same, although he does end up with a bunch of different weapons. That said, I barely used any of the weapons Dante got in Devil May Cry 4 because you just didn't get enough time to mess with them. V, the new character, plays really kind of meh. Mostly because his whole thing is summoning familiars to deal his damage, and that's never a gameplay style I'm really fond of. I like to be in the action myself. The story... if you've seen any of the trailers for Devil May Cry 5, the story was really the big... There's the bonfire. The story was the big thing I was really interested in with Devil May Cry 5, because it looked so personal for both Nero and Dante. There's the new villain who has ripped off Nero's arm, and Dante gets hints that something familiar might be involved. I don't want to spoil too much about it. But yeah, the story, I was really interested because it looked so personal. And like the best thing for characters you've grown to like is when the stories become personal. The issue is, this is Capcom writing these stories, and Capcom cannot do that. Capcom can do fun and entertaining stories, they cannot do serious stories. I will neither confirm nor deny Virgil's involvement. We made it. Do you mind? Oh. Yeah, Virgil was beaten at the end of Devil May Cry 3. He wasn't dead. When you finish Devil May Cry 3, if you kill 100 enemies during the credits sequence, you actually see a bonus scene that links in with Devil May Cry 1. Because 3's a prequel to 1. And if you play 1, Virgil is actually the Nilo Angelo. So you fight Virgil a bunch of times in Devil May Cry 1 and finish him off in Devil May Cry 1. So that might sound like kind of a spoiler if you don't know the story of Devil May Cry 1 or you don't remember the story of Devil May Cry 1. But the end of the first battle with Nilo Angelo ends with Nilo Angelo kicking the crap out of Dante. The pendant that Dante's mother gave to him falling out from underneath his suit. Because he's got a different set of clothes in Devil May Cry 1. Nilo Angelo looks at it, screams, and then disappears. And at that point, it's very obvious. Especially if you read the description of the amulet. That's what it is, not a pendant, it's an amulet. If you read the description of the amulet in the item menu, which just straight out mentions Virgil, who disappeared. Like, the opening of Devil May Cry is like, you know, Dante lost a mother and a brother to evil 20 years ago. So, you know, like, put 2 and 2 together. It's very obvious. Alright. Yeah, so it's the big thing with Capcom. They can't really do twists that well. They're way too into foreshadowing without actually being subtle enough for it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the gameplay of Devil May Cry 5. I thought it was excellent. I really enjoyed playing as Nero, more than I enjoyed playing as Dante, actually. Which was kind of the opposite of Devil May Cry 4. In 4, I liked Nero, but then I got to play as Dante, and I realised Nero's options all revolve around the Devil Bringer, whereas Dante has so much more variety and was so much more fun to use as a result. But in Devil May Cry 5, the Devil Breaker's up in Nero's variety, and I wasn't overly fond of most of Dante's weapons in 5. So there was that. But overall, I really did enjoy Devil May Cry 5. Like I said, I went into it, I bought it very soon after launch because I was interested in the story and what seemed like personal stakes for Dante and Nero. And the story did let me down in that regard, honestly. And I ended the game not liking Dante as a character again. It's like Nero got actual growth through 4 and 5. Dante, it felt like, had growth in 3 that was retained in 4 and lost in 5. So that was kind of... that was something I wasn't fond of. But gameplay-wise, Devil May Cry 5 was excellent. Let's see, I need another 2,000. Okay. The question you have to ask in Devil May Cry 5 is how old is Dante at this point? And it doesn't help that in the lead up to Devil May Cry 5, they retconned the timeline. So prior to 5, the sequence was 3142. But now that 5's out, and if there is the history of Devil May Cry bit you can check out in the menu. The history is now 3124, which is kind of like, God damn it. Well, that's definitely a question. Like, is Dante in his late 40s, or is he older than that? And it's got to be like the same with Virgil, because there's the hints in Devil May Cry 4 that Nero is Virgil's son, but Nero's got to be in his 20s himself in Devil May Cry 4, which begs the question, like, how old was Virgil when he conceived Nero? If Virgil is actually his father, which makes the most sense based on the way the Yamato reacts in 4. Yeah, it's probably one of those things with Capcom. Like I say, they don't write particularly good stories. They can write fun stories. They don't. Toxic darts again. They can write fun stories, they don't write good stories. And the best they can do is stuff like Resident Evil 4, where the game is taking it's taking so little seriously, and is itself in on the joke. Go away. And then you end up in Resident Evil 5, where the story is very serious and is taken very seriously, and in itself becomes the bigger joke for that. Alright, I need to figure my way out around here. Actually seeing these ladders is a major pain. You are right, I do have blooming moss. I forgot about that. Thank you, I completely forgot about the blooming moss. I was going to burn through all my Estus there trying to rush down to the bottom. Go to hell. So we are almost there. I'm sorry, do you want something? Get out of the bloody way. Alright, so there is a shield over here if I remember rightly. And that's it. The Eagle shield. That's a straight up tower shield. That's a big boy shield. I remember getting to the other side of this was actually a pain. You know, like Resident Evil 5, is more ridiculous than 4 because it takes itself so seriously. And it is ultimately one of the big problems with Capcom. They can't write good stories. And I should have really remembered that with Devil May Cry 5. Going into it for the gameplay's awesome. Going into it for the story, not the best idea. I think that other one's up here. You over here? Yes, you are. Never darken my doorway again. But yeah, like, Devil May Cry 5, great game. Really is. It's totally worth picking up. What did I do? I got the deluxe edition because I was really interested in actually seeing those live action cutscenes. And that was entirely based on Ruben Langdon, the voice actor and the mocap actor for Dante, since 3, had actually been releasing a bunch of... Can I get this without it hitting me? Yes, I can. Nice. Ruben Langdon, the voice actor for the voice and mocap actor for Dante's and Devil May Cry 3, had actually been releasing a bunch of the mocap stuff for Devil May Cry 3 and Devil May Cry 4, and a lot of it was really cool, like the him, Dan Southworth, who did the voice and mocap for Virgil in Devil May Cry 3. I don't remember the name of the actress who played Lady, but like, there's one of the best ones is like the scene that follows the second Virgil fight in Devil May Cry 3, and like watching that, you can find it on YouTube. Ruben Langdon put that up, and that looked great. It was so cool to see the live action performance behind it, while they got the mocap in it and all that. And there was a bunch that he released from Devil May Cry 4 that was similar with Johnny Young Bosch, who plays Nero. And I was really hoping like the live action cutscenes to be all of that from Devil May Cry 5, and it's not, which is really disappointing to me. It's Japanese actors doing these scenes in very much the same way as the mocap for 3 and 4 was done, which in itself is fine, but I was just after the Ruben Langdon, Dan Southworth, who plays Urizen, the big villain of Devil May Cry 5, Johnny Young Bosch, all that. I was after those, and they're just not the live action cutscenes, which is a big shame. That said, do get the Mega Buster. Like, you get 4 exclusive Devil Breakers, which are the new arms Nero has, with the Deluxe Edition. One of them is the one of them is the Mega Buster from Mega Man, and it has this really cool little entrance animation. If the Mega Buster is the one you're equipped with when you start the level, you teleport into the level rather than being at the start of the level, so that's really fun, and I love that. There's more of these buggers. I don't like you. The good news is that should be the last one, and we've got plenty of standard purple moss for the swamp. What else? What else was there? God, I hate these things. Alright, well, I'll just leave you. And let's finish our descent. Yeah, I'd have to look into what other stuff there was in the deluxe edition, but it was pretty neat. And like I said, I really enjoyed the game. The Bloody Palace DLC came out as a free update, so that was really nice. I've not actually managed to get past floor 20 on that. Oh, that's right. Came with the music tracks. Because Devil May Cry 5 lets you change the music tracks that play in the battles. And there's 4 music packs, one for each of the previous 4 Devil May Cry games. And you get 3 tracks from each game to go with it. So I played through the game the first time with the standard tracks. I love Devil Trigger, Nero's battle theme. Love it. I think it's an excellent theme. It's one of the best musical pieces the series has had. That said, didn't really think much of the rest of the soundtrack. None of it really stuck with me. Was not fond of Dante's battle theme. Subhuman. I wasn't fond of that from the announcement and the reveal of it, actually. I don't even remember what V's battle theme was. But after... Here we go. After finishing the game, what I did was... I changed Dante's battle theme to one of the tracks from Devil May Cry 3, because in that game, what you get, the 3 tracks you get for that were there's Virtual Battle 2, I think it might be the Cerberus battle theme, maybe. I'd have to check. I don't think it was Taste of Blood or Divine Hate, though, which is kind of a shame, because I do like both of those as battle themes. And also Devil Never Cry, which is one of my favourite themes from the series. I know, I'm going to human up. I'm also going to throw another humanity down so I can kindle this bonfire. So I changed Dante's battle theme to Devil Never Cry from Devil May Cry 3, and I changed V's battle theme to Ultraviolet from Devil May Cry 1, which is the battle theme that plays when you fight Nilo Angelo, which I also really like. I left Nero's battle theme as Devil Trigger because that is an awesome track. I love it, I really do. Someone got the spider shield. And a mace. Interesting. Come on, Mildred. Case fire ain't gonna do you any good down here, bro. So, one interesting lore suggestion that I did hear recently was Laurentius talks about someone going to eat him, and the suggestion was that it was Maria Mildred, because he refers to her as a she. And Maria Mildred's the only female we see down here. She has the butcher's knife and the sack over her head. These bloody mosquitoes. And so there's the thought that Laurentius was scared of her, which is, I think, kind of interesting. It's like, yeah, she's a butcher, but it's like, she's kind of far down from the depths. Which is the biggest question on its validity, really. Right, so let's go say hi to Quelaag. I gotta tell you, I'm really happy I have the Rusted Iron Ring. I didn't actually have the Rusted Iron Ring on my first time through here. There's also Quilana who can appear here if you're doing pyromancy. And I don't think I'm actually going to bother with pyromancy at this point. Because I always get it, and then I never use it for anything. It's possible. Don't have a standard moss equipped. There we go. I've heard a lot of talk with the pyromancy stuff and the good reasoning for using it. I just never actually end up using it. Get out of the way. Bloody mosquitoes. Like these big guys, the barbarians, ain't even the problem. It's the mosquitoes. Alright. It's like I said, I've said this a bunch. I'm just a simple man who hits things with a sword, and I make that work for me, even if there's other things I could do to make things easier for myself. Yeah, the mosquitoes are my single most hated part of the swamp. Thank you, I will appreciate that. So, I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier on, but my first time against Quelaag, I did not die. I actually managed to take Quelaag out the first time. Every other time, pretty much, I've died in my first go against her. Well, 2, be wary of. 1, try attacking, so I think be wary wins out. Yeah, my first time through didn't summon Mildred, didn't... I think I actually got in here with like 5 Estus, I didn't have much. And did take her out the first time, though it's worth noting, I remember specifically the first time she did not use her AoE. Seven deaths just for Blighttown. Jeez. Now that's an introduction. But yeah, the first fight I did against her, she didn't use the AoE, so I didn't see that actually until it wasn't the second time I fought her. It was actually I threw down my summon sign at one point, and I died when I was summoned because she threw down the AoE, and I did not see it coming. I didn't know it could happen. So that was interesting. Ow. Let's do another one. It won't pay to be too conservative here. I always love it when the bell rings during this fight, because it really adds to... I feel like it really adds to the music, the bell going off. Also, pretty sure this is the only sexy lady boss in this Dark Souls. There's probably more in the other Dark Souls, but this is the only sexy lady boss in this Dark Souls. Which is weird considering... There it is. Thanks, Mildred. Weird considering how things usually work in Japanese media. Well, where pretty much everything has to have a sexy woman part. Like there's a whole subsection of stuff you can find on the internet that's just monsters with sexy women parts. Usually like the upper body of a woman, like the arachne. Like that isn't entirely new to Dark Souls. Aria of Sorrow, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow actually had an arachne in it that's essentially a spider with the top half of a woman. Pretty much just like Quelaag. We will appreciate the amazing chest when we get there. It's amazing they can actually hear that bell up in Sen's Fortress. It's still one of my favourite little bits in just the Dark Souls community thing, the way that everybody just refers to the amazing chest, like just refers to that as the amazing chest. I find it hilarious. There's Lost Islith. God knows I'm not looking forward to that. Like, you know, if you're not playing this game online, you'd probably never find this. Because, like, it's not like pretty much all the other illusory walls that we've seen so far. Which kind of stand out really well.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant? Yes, but you have no eggs. No matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
That voice is familiar. Is that the voice of the gargoyle statues in Medieval? I have to look into that. It sounds like it probably could be. Now the way it's speaking.
What is it? Go along and meet our fair lady.
So if it is, that's actually really neat. Never noticed that before.
Prepared to dedicate yourself to our fair lady? Then I will make available whatever you require. If you need something, ask me first.
I'm gonna kill you before this playthrough is done.
There is no time for idle chat. Think only of our fair lady and what she may need.
Alright. So now that we got that, we'll be able to get back here with the Lord Vessel. Which means 2 more trips through the swamp. One to get back up and then one for the Great Hollow later. Alright. Let's get out of here. I would not want to climb all the way back up through Blighttown. You know somebody's done it. Do I have any of the egg cures? I don't think I do. No. So it's definitely a good idea not to attack any of the egg spawners yet. What, get to the Great Hollow? Gotta do the Great Hollow now? Oh yeah, no, I'm going back up, be going through the Valley of the Drakes though, not going... Where are you? Not going all the way back up normally. Because like, that's just not something I want to do. That's going to take a lot of time, it's not going to be worth it. It's like, we're not really even going to get many souls for doing it. Now, you know what'll happen? We'll get to the barbarians at the top, and they'll knock us off. Ooh, pickaxe. Well, the depths wouldn't be so bad to go back through because with the door unlocked, it's pretty much a straight shot from the Blighttown entrance to the to the lower Undeadburg. You wanna come over here and actually fight me? I really hate the mosquitoes. Bugger off. And just the fact that they're constantly respawning. It just never stops. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that bonfire and then start making our way up to the top. There's also the fun thing, like pretty much anytime anybody speaks about going through Blighttown the back way, they're always like Master Key. Master Key gets you in Blighttown through the back way. Not entirely true. The Master Key doesn't get you in the back way. The Master Key gets you through the door that leads to the New Londo ruins. You can circumnavigate the Valley of the Drakes and end up there on its own, like through the Valley of the Drakes, without having to use the Master Key. Which, like, it really is convenient, because at that point you do not need to get the Master Key as your starting gift every time, in case you want to mix it up a little bit, but you still won't have to go through Blighttown. Because let's be fair, if you had to go through Blighttown if you didn't get the Master Key as your starting gift, nobody would pick anything but the Master Key at any point. The Valley of Drakes is optional, but you know, you're probably going to find it on your first playthrough just through exploration. Because I mean, my first playthrough, I went through all of Darkroot, really just because I thought that was the progression point. The chances are plenty of other people have done that as well, because after we were so close. So what was I saying? Yeah, like, after dealing with the Bell Gargoyles, there's a good chance you'll have forgotten about the key for the lower Undeadburg. You probably won't even know where the door for the lower Undeadburg is. So going through all of Darkroot Forest is the most likely thing to happen if you're not following a guide on your first playthrough. I did it, I know a bunch of other people who've done it. And chances are you're going to find the Valley of the Drakes there. And at that point it's just a question of, are you going to try and deal with the Drakes, or are you going to realise that they're kind of beyond you at that point? Even here. Of course, there is one more thing we need to do before we leave. Right over there. It's not just the dragon; it's the drakes themselves. They can be. Yeah, there it is. I want to go up to the next one. Yeah, it's not just the dragon; it's the drakes themselves. They can be kind of an issue. Like the dragon, you don't even need a sorcerer, just picking it with a bow for long enough and you'll have it. Because, of course, it doesn't move. I think there's like 4 of these guys here. Like the biggest cluster. I should be able to deal with this though. Although saying that, every time I do this, I deal with the little buggers shooting the darts, and then I die to the fire dogs. Every time. But yeah, the dragon is not a problem, because it doesn't move, you can pick it off with a bow, or with sorcery. Any ranged attack's good, really. Doesn't really matter. It's just the drakes. Okay, now. How do you like me now? Alright, let's try not to die to the dogs. I said let's try not to die to the dogs. Thank God that third one didn't aggro. That actually went really smoothly, I'm happy with that. Bada bing, Firekeeper Soul. Toxic is almost out. So if we can outlast Toxic at this point, pretty much smooth sailing for Firelink, although at this point that does present its own problems. But that's smooth sailing for the blacksmith bonfire. There it is, Toxic's done. Alright. Let's get out of here. I will say though, I want to go down. Was it? The dragon. Dealing with that undead dragon. Not really worth it, honestly. I mean, picking at it with your bow is going to take a while. Going straight up at it with a sword still takes a while. It's got a lot of health and doesn't really give you anything to justify the effort. Tim Banishment Catalyst. Would you bugger off? I've heard the Tim Banishment Catalyst does actually have a pretty neat melee attack. Like its heavy attack is supposed to be a stab. Really solid stab. That always makes me uncomfortable. And the ladder I'm after... Is it over here or is it on the other side? There we go. Oh. Well, the barbarians shouldn't really be a problem on the way out because of the much wider ground. You just had to do Chaos Fire, didn't you? That's 2 liquid humanity. Yeah, there's another ladder I'm missing. I always forget the exact path up here. Is it on the other side and I just missed it? I had the feeling that going across this tree, that tree trunk was unnecessary, but I didn't see the ladder over here. Let's take another look. It's like the ladders blend in way too good. There it is. See you in hell, Blighttown. Tell you a funny story. My first time through here, I found this way. I was climbing up and out, and I didn't have the master key on my first time. Specifically, didn't choose it because I didn't want to find new ways, or like I didn't want to sequence break and end up in areas that were too high level for me accidentally. So I specifically didn't choose the master key for my first run. I didn't get that chest on the way out of Blighttown. So I go through all of this, and I can't open the door to New Londo Ruins because I don't have the master key or the key to the New Londo Ruins. You done yet? Good. And the good news is we'll never have to come through here again either, because we'll have the Lord Vessel next time. Remember, I don't have any Estus. So don't play it fast and loose. Come on. Please be that. Please let that be it for that guy. Awesome. Ugh, it's a heavy hit. There you go. Oh, that wasn't a dung pie. Am I going the wrong way? No. I didn't think I got turned around, but the downward angle of the path made me thought I might have. Ugh. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So that was interesting. Gravelord's servant, huh? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that means. I don't think I've ever seen it before. So I think we're actually going to end today the same way we started, at that one bonfire above the blacksmith. Gotta make sure to get that black eye orb. Well, no, I don't think it's actually the actually referencing the Gravelord. I think it is more. Thank you. I think it's more just a member of the Covenant than anything. So yeah, Lordran went and killed Anastasia. So the bonfire's gone out, which is wonderful.
Did you ring the second bell? That is incredible, I must say. But now we have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you. Damn, that stench. And I was really beginning to like it here. Maybe it's time I do something about it.
What are you actually in Lordran for?
Maybe it's...
Because like pretty much everyone else we know the reasoning for, but you are just here. Well, there's Frampt. We're not going to go and talk to him because he's stupid.
Oh, hello. My guests have finally arrived. I will be departing with them shortly. So, I'm afraid I will be saying goodbye soon. It was a pleasure.
Oh, is that it? Huh. So no, going hollow can be a result of multiple deaths, but also just like a loss of motivation and hope.
I presume? Yes, I know. An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
No.
I'm afraid that may be difficult. Come again. The effective...
You guys are looking pretty chunky.
What have we here? You look awfully raggedy. Times are grim. The least you can do is look sharp. Don't you dare meet my lady like that. You might scare her off for good. Oh, you don't suppose we accompany my lady? It is quite a chore, but I'm stuck. I can't very well. Oh, it's you. We're to leave momentarily.
I actually thought that Crestfallen Warrior was also a possible chosen undead.
I do hope we meet again. Reria Nox.
Well, that was a quick change of attitude.
Oh, it's you. We're to leave the Reria.
What about you, Rhea?
You are undead as well. Then we've no time to fraternize. I have my mission and you no doubt have yours. We must not let this curse overcome us. Did I not explain the urgency of our tasks? Or are you so uncouth as to lack such judgment? By the looks of you, I should think not.
Well, you see, if you start rushing everything, that's when you die and turn hollow. Patience is key. Right. Let's go get to a bonfire and restore our Estus. I do kind of want to take out the Boulder Knights just for the souls, but I don't want to risk it with this much health and no Estus. Oh, there's that filter again. Yeah, actually, think about the Crestfallen Warrior. Is it that he goes hollow because you ring both bells? Because I always assumed he went hollow because he goes to the No Londo Ruins to do whatever he's actually here to do. Which he's been putting off, and he goes there because of the appearance of Frampt. That's what I always assumed. More vitality. And repair our equipment. I should feed that damn thing to Frampt. Yeah, I know you find him in New Londo, but my assumption was like he couldn't defeat the ghosts because like, the ghosts are some of the most awkward enemies to actually damage. And if you went up against the ghosts repeatedly without a curse to deal with them, and then lost hope because of that, or just went hollow because of that, that's kind of what I always assumed. Well, the gate to Sen's Fortress is open. That in itself is probably going to be an hour or so at least. So I think this is probably a good place to call it. We got a good amount done today, went through all of Blighttown. What was that? Lordran, Deadburg, the Depths, Blighttown, Quelag's Domain. Doesn't sound like much, but it was a good amount for 3 hours. So yeah, I think we'll call it here for the session. Three bosses, Capra, Gaping Dragon, Queelag. Yeah, it feels like it should be more, but you're right, it is 3 bosses. 4 bosses. 4 bosses. Who's the 4th? Moonlight Butterfly. I did Darkroot. I forgot about Darkroot Forest. Yeah, not going to be streaming tomorrow. I have work late tomorrow. And then I am in early on Sunday morning. So, not going to be streaming tomorrow. Sunday's a possibility. Although, not sure if I'm going to continue Dark Souls on Sunday. We'll see. I don't really want to burn myself out doing Dark Souls all the time. Might have a fun stream, just mess around a bit, have some fun. Maybe play one of the collections that I've got, play a different system. Maybe I've got the Dreamcast there. I could screw around with that for an hour, for a few hours. But yeah, thank you to everybody who came and watched and showed their support. Special thanks to Istasa. Special thanks to Istasa for the regular chat and the support and the backup on Google for the Gravelord stuff and other stuff. I'm not saying Dark Souls isn't fun. Saying Dark Souls is not short, and I don't want to kind of leave myself burnt out with it and feel like, I'm just not in the mood for this anymore because I've played a lot of it recently. That kind of thing. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel on Sunday if I actually do any streams. But we will be back on Monday, definitely, with more Dark Souls. 10 o'clock Monday night, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. We will be back with more Dark Souls. And again, thank you to everybody who showed up and showed their support. Really appreciate it, especially as we're starting out the streaming. If you missed any of the stream or you're just tuning in, the entire stream will be available on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Mecha Chrono, where I also upload my Let's Plays that I am doing separately from the streams. That will be going up on there, and it will be the definitive version of the stream. The stream has been going up in 720p 30 FPS, but we have been capturing at 1080. We have actually been capturing 1080 60, but Dark Souls on Switch is 1080 30. And yeah, possible Sunday stream for a bit of fun. Undecided on what that'll be if I do. But yeah, we'll be back on Monday with more Dark Souls. Thank you again to everybody for watching. Have yourself a good night, and take care.